Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure what to do. Can we rock with you?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shhhcrets. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like raw, unfiltered opinions and the kind of truth that makes folks squirm a little. Let's talk about how a kiss at a Coldplay concert nuked two people's careers, exposed a likely workplace affair, and made it painfully clear. Some people are in the C-suite not because they're qualified, but because they're sleeping with the CEO. Let's get into it. So here's what went down. Andy Byron, Chief Executive Officer of Astronomer, billion-dollar tech company, big boss energy, married, 2 kids, been in the tech game for years. Then boom, July 2023, he gets appointed CEO of Astronomer, a New York-based company that builds data optimization tools. Impressive, right? Then a few months later, November 2024, enter Kristen Cabot. She lands the role of Chief People Officer. Sounds impressive. But here's the thing. She only has a bachelor's in political science. No MBA, no advanced HR certifications. No real standout achievements that would warrant someone getting parachuted into a billion-dollar company's executive board. And I'm sorry, but y'all know how I feel about this. You don't just get a C-suite position at a hypergrowth tech firm with that resume, unless you're already very, very familiar with the CEO's personal pipeline, if you know what I mean. This wasn't a hire, it was a hookup with benefits. Kristen Cabot didn't just get the job, she was the job. She was Chief People Officer, all right? Just not the kind of people strategy the board had in mind. Let's talk about her now deleted LinkedIn page. It read like it was copied from a template generator for insecure overachievers. Influential leader. Fearless change agent. Leads by example and wins trust from CEOs to assistants. Girl, what does that even mean? That's not a resume. That's a BuzzFeed horoscope mashed with corporate Mad Libs. If I had $1 for every time someone on LinkedIn claimed they were a disruptor or a strategic visionary, I could buy Astronomer and fire both of them myself. But let's move to the real show. July 16th, 2025, Gillette Stadium, Coldplay concert. They're cuddled up during Yellow. Andy's got his arms wrapped around her from behind. Kristen's leaning into him like they're recreating the Titanic pose. Cameras pan to them on the Jumbotron, and that's when they folded. Kristen's jaw drops. She covers her face like she just got caught stealing in Target. Andy squats like he's hiding from a drone strike. And the best part? Chris Martin, the actual lead singer of Coldplay, says, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Sir, you just accidentally detonated 2 marriages and possibly a Fortune 500 HR scandal with 1 sentence. The fallout? Predictable. Social media blew up. Fake statements, memes, the works. Andy and Kristen deleted their LinkedIns faster than you can say severance package. Andy's wife, Megan, changed her last name on Facebook and deactivated her account entirely. Sis said, I'm not built for this type of humiliation. And the company, Astronomer, put out a statement about conduct and accountability and announced an investigation, which, let's be real, probably came with a side of lawyer panic attacks and frantic Slack messages. Both Kristen and Andy are now on leave. Here's my thing. This goes way deeper than a Coldplay cuddle. I genuinely believe this was a long-running affair, and Kristen got that job not because she earned it, but because she earned him. The way Andy talked about her in that press release, exceptional leadership, deep expertise, passion for diverse, collaborative workspaces. Sir, you were down bad and in love. You hired your side chick and then praised her like she was a unicorn. Let's call it what it is. A corporate sugar baby setup with a strategic title slapped on it. And can we talk about the arrogance? These weren't two interns fumbling in the dark. These were high-level executives. They knew the risk. They knew the stakes. They still walked into a sold-out concert thinking they were invisible. Who does that? What kind of delusional do you have to be to make out with your work affair in a stadium filled with thousands of smartphones, only to panic when the camera finds you? They didn't even have the sense to keep it discreet. And then, instead of playing it cool when they were caught, they pulled off the worst performance in PR history. Kristen running, Andy ducking. You both look guilty. Not just guilty, caught. And that's the thing about these executive types. They love to talk about ownership, transparency, and values until those values are caught on camera mid-squeeze during a Coldplay song. Suddenly, it's crickets. Let's be clear. This isn't just two people who got caught slipping. This is a massive betrayal of professional ethics, and the stupidity is astounding. These two high-level executives with everything to lose chose to show up at a public concert and act like they were on a date at Applebee's. And then when caught, they made it even worse by panicking and diving for cover like they were running from the feds. That kiss cam didn't ruin them. Their idiotic reaction did. And now let's circle back to why this matters. Because Kristen Cabot was never qualified to begin with. This Chief People Officer title, it was the equivalent of slapping a shiny label on a mess. Kristen didn't climb the corporate ladder. She climbed into Andy's bed and got promoted. It's infuriating because there are thousands of qualified women out here with real experience, real degrees, real work ethic, being passed over while someone like Kristen gets the fast track because she played house with the CEO. It's the textbook definition of mediocrity winning through proximity. Her entire professional identity was a glorified vibe. The press releases, the statements, it was all performance. She was cosplaying an executive. She didn't scale people, she scaled privilege. And Andy? He handed over power to someone who couldn't even handle a jumbotron. So here's my final theory. This wasn't just an affair, this was ego. This was two people who thought they were above consequences, who thought they could mix pleasure and payroll and keep it cute. Kristen likely used the relationship to secure a plush role, and Andy used his position to reward a relationship that had nothing to do with merit. And now, it's all unraveling. She's not a fearless leader, she's reckless. He's not a visionary, he's a liability. They risked their marriages, their reputations, and their jobs. For what? A LinkedIn headline and a front row seat to yellow? They turned what should have been a sweet moment into a cautionary tale. This wasn't just messy, it was corporate malpractice. But, hey, maybe Kristen really did align people's strategy with business strategy. She aligned herself right into a $2.2 million home and a front row scandal. And now, both their careers are circling the drain. The kiss cam didn't just expose a moment, it exposed a system. One where nepotism, lust, and unchecked arrogance collide under stadium lights.